Welcome to Eliana's Hope. My name is Nikki Jacobs, and I am here to encourage, empower, and enlighten your spirit being through body and mind oneness. I want to thank you so much for joining me today, and I want to apologize for the late video. I wanted to make sure that this video was full of substance, and I wanted to make sure that it was true to myself and true to the topic at hand. So I did a lot of studying and a lot of praying on this video, so I hope you enjoy it. Today we will be talking about confronting others, and if you're anything like me, this is not an easy subject for you. Before I had my daughter, I did not confront others. I was a non-confrontational person. I am a passive-aggressive person, which I have realized has caused a lot of unforgiveness in my life. But until my daughter, I held on to that unforgiveness, and I realized that in order to move forward and in order to create this oneness and this greatness that I know I have in my future, I have to let go of the past. And I can't allow my unforgiveness and my anger and resentment to carry on to my daughter. That was not an option for me. So I had to let go. And so that's why I'm standing in front of you today, and I'm so grateful and thankful that I'm able to speak with you about this subject. My belief is that confronting person X will keep you on your path to greatness. As I said, I held on to a grudge from my childhood for so long that I had to get rid of when I had my daughter. So I don't want you to allow forgiveness to hold you captive in your life. I want you to remember that you are the most important person in your life. You determine how your life goes. You can hold on to a resentment, and you can stop progress. You can stop yourself from gaining perspective and learning lessons, or you can move forward and you can attack the challenges and move forward and find your greatness and find your purpose. So that was one thing I had to learn. Also, I will refer to this other person or this thing as person X. And that's exactly what they are. They are a variable in your life. You are the constant. So act like it. You are the most important in this scenario. Person X is important because they are needed for the conversation, but they are not the important person. You are confronting this person to gain peace. If that is not your reason, if that is not your reasoning behind confronting someone, then you need to step back. Step back, take a look at yourself, take a look at the situation, and wait. Your goal should be to find inner peace within yourself. You don't want to hold on to a situation, so you have to let it go. It's poison. It's toxic to your system. You can't move forward. You can't gain perspective. You can't find lessons of life if you're holding on to something that happened in the past. So you have to act as that important person that wants peace. Step 1 is to pray and ask God for guidance. I ask God for peace in the situation. I ask God for understanding, because as everyone has always said, there are always two sides to a story, and sometimes there's even more to the story. So I ask God for understanding. Everybody comes in with their own baggage, their own perspectives, their own emotions. So I ask, how did this person get to this situation? How are they coming at this situation? I also ask for timing, because with unforgiveness, all it is timing. All it is time. Time has gone by for so long that it's so hard to let it go. You've built so much upon this unforgiveness that it's really hard to let go. So what we don't want to do is create unforgiveness. So you pray for timing. You don't want too much time to go past, but you do want to make sure that you are speaking to this person out of love, and that you are speaking from a place that wants peace. So I pray for timing. Step 2, I write down everything. I write down all of my concerns and my viewpoints. Um, as human beings, we are emotional beings. We let our emotions get the best of us sometimes. And that's not what we necessarily want, um, but it just happens. So don't let your emotions get the best of you. And be precise as possible when you're listing out these things or these concerns that you need to talk with person X about. Be precise. Say exactly what you need to say in this list. Um, and by doing this, it will help you prioritize your concerns. Because sometimes, we're still in our emotional self. So that we're bringing up, oh, well, you hurt me, and da 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 da, it's not going to do anything for the conversation. So writing a list also helps to prioritize your concerns. And also remember your goal. Your goal is inner peace. So everything that is being said needs to be things that will help the conversation, that will help you find inner peace. You don't need to, have those witty comebacks. You don't need to practice witty comebacks or anything like that. If you are truly searching for peace, then that is exactly what you're going to do. Step 3 is to repeat step 1 if needed. Sometimes I just don't feel right about the situation yet, and I need to pray again. I'll pray before I speak with a person, definitely. That is something you definitely need to do. But I pray that God's words will be my words, because you don't want to say anything that is not going to create peace. I also pray for peace. I pray that both parties are listening, because if you've ever been in a conversation with someone and they get loud, it's because they feel like they're not being heard, and that's why they raise their voice. So, ensure that this other person, this ex, that you are listening to them. Speak softly and slowly. Somebody told me that a long time ago. When somebody yells, start talking softly. They'll look at you like you're crazy, but it'll get the point across that you're not going there with them. You're not going to meet them with that energy. So make sure that you repeat and rephrase whatever they're saying to you. Even if you don't agree, make sure that they understand that you've heard them and that you're listening, and then you can rebuttal the situation or whatever they said and say, oh, well, I don't agree. I also pray not to be defensive, because if you've ever been attacked or if you've ever come from a confrontational background, you're already on the defensive. You don't want to be on the defensive, because it's not going to help the situation. You're not going to gain peace by being defensive. I also pray that I meet the person where they are. Like I said, everybody comes with their own baggage and their own perceptions and perspectives. So you pray to meet that person exactly where they are. They may not be on the same energy level as you. They may not be emotionally stable as you. So you need to pray to meet them where they are. Step 4, I meditate. I get my body and my mind centered. And I encourage you to do this before you talk with this person, because you need to make sure that your emotions are outside of the door.